Jesus dying on the cross for us is null and void. And it's null and void by the way we live our lives. We don't regard him. We don't even think about him. We don't love him. We don't appreciate him. We don't adore him. We don't do anything. We don't glorify him. And I'm not just talking about those that are not saved. I'm talking about those of us that are Christians, those of us that are professing to be in a relationship with Christ, those of us that are leaders, pastors, teachers, prophets, apostles, bishops. What are we going to do with all of that? What are we going to do with the terrorism that comes in and attacks our church? What are we going to do when the enemy comes in Sunday after Sunday and sit in our services and impede on the presence of God? What are we going to do with that? It's praying time. It's time for us to turn back to God. It's time for us to cry out to God. It's time for us to worship him. It's time for us to beckon unto him, heed his call. He's calling us. He's calling for his sons to rise up. He's calling for the sinner to come to him, to repent, to lay everything down at the altar, lay it all at the altar, and allow him to be Lord, allow him to be sovereign, allow him to love you, allow him to defeat everything that opposes his will in your life. Allow him to take control. What are we going to do with the terrorism that tells you that we can't do anything? What are we going to do with all of that? What are we going to do with the terrorism that tells us that we have to do what the enemy dictates? We have to live according to the dictates of the flesh. No, Jesus came and he provided a way of escape. He came to give us life and more abundant life.